But anyways,
Okay, let's
we
go. Let's
had
talk.
parent-teacher conferences. It's so funny.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just
How was that for y'all? Do y'all think the parents like really respected y'all in the classroom today?
dude, yes.
Yeah.
I do because
Yep.
it's like they the best compliment that I had, I was actually nervous because a lot of parents have started to see our content because the kids are telling me,
Interesting.
they're like, Mister, me and my dad watched your one-man show, and I was like, oh no. I was like,
Amazing.
oh
One-man
no.
show.
I tell everything in that. Literally everything. It's embarrassingly honest. It's like the most vulnerable thing I've ever done. And they go, it's called Harvey and the Magic Box. But he goes, when are you doing Harvey and the Mystical Box again? Is it still happening in July? And the original flyer said July. And I go, no. And then I just quickly like skirted the
Got off of
topic.
it.
Got off of it. But they're starting to watch our podcast. And another kid goes, yeah, I was watching your podcast with my dad. He said you were spitting facts. And
That's
so I was a little nervous tonight with parent teacher conference because like I'm under no illusion. We have a good following that's growing, and I'm really grateful for like everybody that started to follow us. But it's not like it's massive or anything yet. But like I'm not under any delusion that they're all obsessing over our show. But I was nervous because I complain in here about some of these bad kids and how miserable they make my life and how like I'm that photo of the two presidents. I feel like the
Oh.
beginning and then after 8 years,
The end of the term.
the end of the term, I'm like, I feel like an end of the term president right now.
Yeah.
And I'm nervous that they're going to see that and take that as like negative. Right. But the parents were very cool tonight. They were super awesome. And even a handful of them were like, oh, I really like your Instagram. You're really funny.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And they're like,
You
I
just speak
really
the truth.
enjoy it. And they're
Yeah.
like, you think you're always going to teach? Like kind of insinuating like, I could picture you doing comedy. And it's like, that's what
That's
I
a
do.
blessing. That's incredible.
You know?
That's
So,
incredible. Yeah.
It was
And they
nice.
see, but they also see you in a different light, not just only a teacher.
100%.
You know what
which
I'm saying?
Which is nice. And it was cool too because everybody that came, they said the same compliment. They go, my kid loves your class. And they go, and they say that the kids at this school love your class and they love you. So I got a lot of those things. And it's like, that does feel good as much as I'm like complaining about teaching because it is a miserable job. Like it's still like the fact I'm making impact in kids' lives, that does feel good because I do care about, I
Absolutely.
do care about
because
these kids.
that's what it's about. Honestly.
100%, dude. I really do love these kids.
Yeah. Mhm.
With that being said, I do want to quit, but I do love the kids. Like genuinely at a heart level, I really care about their well-being.
Absolutely.
Like to my core, I really do. That's not a lie. I really care about them, which is why I think I'm so angry a lot because I actually care. I'm not going to pretend like everything's okay, but that there is that. And then the parents, as always, that I needed to talk to did not show up. And the ones who did, it was like a cut and paste response. I was like, your kid is awesome. Whatever you're doing is working. Almost like inflating their ego, but it's the truth.
Keep it going. Yeah.
It's the truth. Because I'm like, what do I need to do for you making my life easier by raising your kid the right way? Do I need to kiss your feet? Like, what do I need to do? Do I need to dry your feet with my, do I need to wet
That's
your feet
why
with
your
my
lips
tears?
are
And
chapped from kissing so many feet.
so kissing so many feet, dude. It's like literally.
Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So it was, they were good tonight. I actually had fun. Some of the parents I talked to for like, there was one that I talked to. She's very cool.
Are you ever nervous when you talk to parents? You know, because
No.
I mean, your second year, are you just ready for it when they come in, or you're like, oh, here we go?
Dude, you know what's weird? Teaching has stamped out a lot of the nerves that I feel from being judged. I'm not going to say it's gone. I might just be tired.
Mm-hmm.
That literally might just be what it is. But it's like I had this pervasive anxiety that was kind of always there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I started teaching, I can't think of the last time I've been nervous before I go on stage and do stand-up, no matter how big the show is, like at least not debilitatingly so. I'm not nervous to talk to people. I'm not nervous to meet parents. Like I do think I'm the most confident I've ever been in my life.
Now.
That's
That's amazing.
but
perfect.
it might just
That
be
mustache is alpha.
dude,
Yeah.
100%, dude.
The detective mustache.
Yeah.
you have
I know,
now,
the
you know
cop,
what I'm saying?
because that's
we
what
gotta
you
get him
are.
we got to get him a Detroit Tigers hat, like
Exactly.
Maggie
Well, dude,
the
as
eyebrow.
well as it, I did a teacher talk about that the other day. As
Did
a
you?
middle school teacher, you're a freaking cop. That's all you do
Oh.
is solve crimes, but it's shitty crimes. It's not good ones like Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman in Seven. It's like, who put the book in the sink? You know what I mean? It's not even like a good detective stuff. It's idiot crimes, but that's what I do. So I'm like, you know what? The mustache.
That's
I love,
amazing.
you know what I mean?
That's amazing. And how about you, Chris? How did you feel about your day today?
You know, my parent teacher conferences, I've never really had a bad one.
Nice.
You know, and I can't even think about like a time that I've had a bad one, because as Matt said, the majority of time, the parents are showing up are the kids that already have A's. They have, like, it was amazing how many kids, and I love doing that for them. It's like, hey, your kid turns in all of their homework. They have A's on all their tests.
Yeah.
I go, don't change a thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And thank you. And then I always want to let them know too at the end about behavior of like,
Yeah.
hey, your child is so incredibly nice.
Uh-huh.
They're very respectful towards me,
Yeah.
everybody else around them.
Yeah.
I was thinking one kid, I go,
Okay.
every time he's standing outside, he has a smile on his face.
That's great.
So you go, yeah. And there was there are sometimes you get parents that you're surprised that show up.
Oh yeah, I
But
did have one of
surprise-
those.
so what-
tonight.
so what-
surprised
Two
because
of them,
the
actually.
majority of the time when a kid doesn't do any work,
Mm-hmm.
their parent also doesn't put in the work to show up.
Okay.
And so you never get to, as I say, the parents you need to talk to, what is it? The parents you need to talk to the least show up the most, right? And
Yeah,
then the
it's the way
parents
it
that you need to
is.
talk to the most show up the least.
Absolutely.
And, but you'll have a parent whose child doesn't do any work, is always late, whatever it is, right? Causes problems. They will make a guest appearance.
Okay.
But in my 17 years, I've never seen a parent show up and then suddenly the behavior of that child with academics or behavior naturally just change.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's almost like they're showing up going, all
At least
right,
I
I
did
am
it."
trying.
Yeah.
All right, do you guys see my face?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a bad person.
Yeah.
All right, can I go now?
Yeah.
Because usually those kids need a lot more help than just their parents showing up one time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and a lot of those kids too. Like there was one parent that showed up and they're like, "How's my kid doing?" And then I was like, "Well," I go, "He does well when he gets on stage." I was like, "But everything else is not good." Meaning like because he likes to talk so much, it's perfect for when he's on stage. But the rest of the time he's running the class. I didn't say that.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be mindful of how you talk to people.
Yeah, you got to
know.
kind of just like ration it out a little bit. You
Fluff,
can't
fluff,
just-
slam.
Yeah, you can't be
I heard somebody
boom.
use that
Yeah.
thing. You fluff him up, doing really good on stage,
Yeah.
doing really good on stage.
Yeah.
I'm lucky to have him,
Yeah.
but he sucks.
Boom.
You
Yeah.
know what I- no,
Absolutely.
that's not what I say.
But
Honestly,
like that, yeah.
every parent that showed up, it was all the kids. There was a kid, I won't say his name. And I actually really like this kid because he's got a really good heart and he's really funny, but he's just super disruptive. And I just told his mom that. I go, look, he's I like having him in class. There was nobody that showed up to where I was like, ugh. You know what I mean? All the parents who showed up, it was like of kids that I really, really, like enjoy having in class. And honestly, there's no kids, and I'm not saying this because it's the politically correct thing. There's no kids that I dislike. I really can't think of one kid that I dislike. There are kids that annoy me. There's a really big
Yeah.
difference. And dude, today I felt
That's-
so bad. I kicked like 7 kids out of my class because my counselors are cool. It was that special day class thing that I was telling you about.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one of the kids, he's such a good kid. It was just kind of like he was leading the pirate ship rebellion. A couple of them actually have come by and said hey to me. They're like, "Hey, Mr. Jones." And one kid, dude, and it did break my heart a little bit because he goes, "How's drama going now?"
Oh,
after I
because you
kicked
kicked him out the class for
And
good.
he wasn't, yeah, but he wasn't a bad kid. He just was having a hard time focusing.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
couldn't handle
He
that
couldn't
big of a
handle
situation.
That
too
big of a
much.
situation. And dude, it really did F me up a little bit. Like I almost like I felt really bad. And I tried in that moment to like tell him, I go, "Buddy," I go, I was like, I like having you in this class, but like, you know, like, yeah, I just think it might have been a little much. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it almost makes me emotional to think about because I actually do feel bad for him because the
No.
way he said
Yeah.
it was so sincere and
Yeah.
earnest
Yeah.
that it really did like F with me a little bit
Well, to that
because
point,
I didn't want to do that.
yeah,
But
and
no,
to-
you
just
know?
not
Yeah,
to
go
cut
on.
you off, but when you said what you said to that kid, do you think it impacted that kid when what you said to him? Do you think he felt it, or do you think he just blew it off? Like, okay, whatever. But did you think it meant something to him that you said what you said?
You know, dude, I don't get awkward a lot. Like I said, I do feel really confident at this point in my life, but like that was a moment that I felt awkward because I really didn't know what to say to him.
Absolutely,
You know what I
it's a
mean?
real
Because I
moment.
could see the vulnerability in him to where like you see like an innocent soul and
Yeah,
you
yeah,
kind of don't
absolutely,
really
yeah,
know and you don't really I don't think he knows what he did because he didn't really do anything.
absolutely,
It was just that class was just too intense.
absolutely. I get you
You know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? But yeah, it was I didn't really know what to say, so I don't really know how it affected him.
That's true.
It was
That's
one of
right.
those things like you ever walking inside 7-Eleven and somebody asks you for money
Yeah, yeah,
and you really are in a hurry or something, so you're like, this is awkward because I don't like the fact that I made eye contact with someone and I'm like, can't give you any money.
yeah. Me too. I feel bad about that
I
too.
feel guilty about
Yeah,
not giving homeless people money.
me too.
I'm very easy to manipulate in some ways because I do have a big heart
Yeah,
and I get annoyed really easy and angry really easy because I'm tired of feeling people's emotions sometimes.
me too.
And that's why being a teacher is hard
I'm the same
because I'm an
way.
empath. I feel people's stuff and I want to help them and I want to rescue them, which is actually counterproductive because you're not helping people. But it's like I feel people's pain.
Mhm.
And like when I feel that I want to help them, but then it turns into anger because I'm so overstimulated.
Yeah. So,
You know what I mean?
you said that when you say kick 7 kids out, do you mean that you had kids just leave for the day, or you've had 7
No, they're
kids?
gone.
Oh,
They're
okay.
gone. And it was hard to know because it was a class where, and I'm lucky, dude, that I had that opportunity at my school.
Yeah.
Like my counselor is awesome. My admin is cool, but the education system sucks. So
Yeah, yeah.
anytime I'm like complaining on here, I'm not really ever complaining about my school, but I am complaining about the
system.
district that I work
The
for.
system.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, but
But it did make things easier for you and less stressful at the same time, correct?
I mean, dude, that job, this is the most stress I've ever been under in my life. But
More than last year?
yeah, I would say so because school is mounting now.
Okay,
And it's at the point because I'm also in college outside of this
absolutely.
to where I'm just kind of done
Hmm.
with going back to school. I want that to be out of the way.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's affecting the way I teach because I'm just getting burnt out from
absolutely.
being busy from 8 a.m. to like 10 p.m. because after school I go do stand up.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and it's like I'm just burnt out. But I got those 7 kids out because they put 16 special day class kids in my class, and that's more than a teacher should be able to handle. So they knew they had to kind of like
Help you out, yeah.
get some of them out because that's I don't even know if that's illegal, you know, like.
Yeah.
But it was like it was hard to know where the trouble was coming from. So I was like this person, this person, this person. So I probably just needed 2 or 3 of them out because that's usually what it is. But you know, they took a
So
lot out.
your day must look very different in the morning now.
It's way easier. I can actually let them go into groups beforehand. If I let them go into groups, it turned into Lord of the Flies. Like I was
Okay.
honestly afraid like a kid would get killed or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because it's just like they could not keep their hands off of each other. They couldn't, and a lot of those kids were good actors. It's just they could not self-regulate.
Self-focus, yeah.
Yeah. So needless to say, none of those parents showed up for parent-teacher conference.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what's
Tonight.
funny too? I don't know if you guys are like this, but I have so much more patience when it comes to someone not being able to regulate behavior when they're little.
Yeah.
Like there's something about when you're old enough to know that what you're doing is 100% wrong and you're doing this, you're doing that. I don't have the same patience. But if a second grader is doing something or a third grader or so, you know, someone small, I'm like, aw.
It's
And then
cute.
I can talk and go,
Yeah.
hey, you know, when you talk, then kids can't hear me talk.
Yeah.
you know, and then they don't learn. I feel like but when some seventh grader after the fourth time, it's like not allowing you to teach a class or something like that, and you're just like,
Yeah.
you're like, can you please stop?
Exactly. I told you
Dude.
over and over again.
Over and over.
Just please, yeah.
My 6th grade classes are actually pretty tough this year. Like they're good kids, but they overstimulate me.
Yeah.
Because with drama, dude, teachers will tell you this. If you make a joke in class, it takes 5 minutes to calm the class down.
I know.
Like it's almost like doing a stand-up set, but you can't move on to the next joke because they're still laughing at what you said in your first 30 seconds 5 minutes later.
And they're teasing other kids about your joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the reason why drama is so hard and people think it's going to be so easy is because my whole day is that. Because if the joke didn't come from me, it came from another kid and they see their friends on stage. So I'm resetting the room. And I use my voice like I'm not going to scream loud in here. All right, guys, we're going to sit down. You're going to go over there. And then I'm just beat by the end of the day. And so it's a lot of resetting the room.
Yeah.
But they just can't self-regulate, which is why it's such a funny thing to teach in middle school, because it's like a lot of them really can't handle it.
Yeah. But do they understand? Do they understand it's an art to this? And this is why you're doing this on stage? You could be
Yeah,
goofy
most of 'em.
to let it go on stage, but now you got to come back and let it go and respect.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Mhm.
But there's always like 6,
Yeah.
maybe 7. I would say 80% of the class realizes that. But then
Okay.
there's another kid that he gets excited by something and he's like, "Ah!" And then like he won't stop,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. It's
So-
well, I'm just happy, dude, that I know that class was really, really tough on you. So that's
Mhm.
great to hear that 7 kids being removed so you can actually maybe have an actual theater class for the kids that can kind of control their behavior,
100%, dude.
Facts. Yeah.
you know?
100%.
And
So
my God, I just hope that they don't put like, what was it, 40 or whatever it was at one point in there again.
I had 42 kids at one point. And it was wild.
That's
And
insane.
kids were sitting on the by the sink and stuff because we didn't have enough chairs. So I'm
Oh
like,
wow. That's how they had to sit.
yeah, there's kids who had to sit and everything. And then I
Electives.
was like,
Yeah.
and it gets to a point where you have so much going on in the class, you'll forget to get that kid a chair. I know that sounds awful, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there's so much demanding your attention. The phone's ringing. Oh yeah, we got to get her a chair.
Yeah.
And then they're just sitting on there and they're like, no, I'm pretty cool, mister.
Are you just to go back with the parent and teacher conference? Are you guys ever surprised how different the parent is from the kid? Because sometimes, most of the time, we look at the parent and they're just like the kid is just like the parent, but it can be kind of weird or different. Are you ever surprised when you see a parent and they're actually a good parent and the kid is just really bad?
Only in one instance.
Okay,
You ready?
all right,
It's because the kid is born with things that are out of their control.
okay, makes sense.
And so, right. And then
Right.
they're usually special education, stuff like that. And that you totally get, right?
Hmm.
And I feel for I feel like when you hear some of the parents talk and, hey, we're also working with this and doing that, that's the only time.
Okay,
You know?
that makes sense.
But for the most part, yeah, the kids is a direct reflection. How about this? A kid is a reflection, but it could be like a funhouse mirror reflection
Yeah,
of their family, right? Meaning
Yeah.
that they're always going to be a reflection of, but you never know how, because it's
What
also
the
the
kid take
individual
from that-
kid.
the
Yeah,
kid take
so
from
they
that
may
parent.
come out
Yeah,
a little different.
yeah.
But most of the time, the kids that are respectful have parents that are very nice and sweet and everything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, I remember. You know what? You're more likely to meet some of those oddball parents at an open house and not a parent teacher conference.
That's a good point.
It is. And I remember there was
Can you explain the difference? Because some people might not know the difference.
so open house is where it's kind of like back to school.
Mhm.
And then they have it at the beginning. They also have it at the end of the year. Parents just kind of come and take a tour of the campus. They'll meet the teachers and everything like that. And the teacher will give kind of a rundown on what their class is like, go around, schmooze. It's like a cocktail party.
Absolutely.
But it's not a parent teacher conference. In fact, you're encouraged to be like, hey, email me if you want to talk about your kid.
Absolutely.
Parent teacher conference is specifically about behavior, academics, and grades.
Yep.
So they will go and they will sit down and they'll be like, hey, how are they doing? I do remember at open house, I was like such and such's parents came, and a lady who's an admin at my school goes, was she wearing clothes? Because she's always dressed like she just got off of a dancing shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She
I like those type of parents.
like she was just, you know.
Those the best parents. Like, hey, come on in.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah,
waiting
come-
on you here. Got a
come on
seat.
in.
Got this nice couch for you
Yeah,
right
in
here.
fact, sit on the
Sit this
same side of
couch.
the desk. As me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Let's look at this together. Why don't you pull
Exactly.
a seat up?
So
you know?
anyway,
Are we
get
touching
closer.
elbows? Because we can if you want to.
Facts. Yeah.
Hilarious. And be like, fact, let me pour you a drink. Right here.
I got this right here for you.
Yeah, and good.
Yeah.
Cocktail it up right now. You know, yeah, and so you do meet some of those oddball parents, you know.
Yeah.
But it's
You know what?
yeah.
What always kills me is the kids that are always so scared
Yeah.
that you're gonna say something. And so I remember, like, even before open house, this kid looks at me and goes, "Hey, Mister, if I bring my mom to open house, you're gonna say good things, right? You're gonna say good things
Yeah.
because you can see the horror on a kid's face when they're having to walk in,
Yeah.
and some kids are just like
Shocked.
I had one of those
shaking.
tonight.
Yeah, they're just
Because they know, dude.
they're shaking, and it's just like they're like you could hear them in the inside praying, going, "Please, God, let him only say nice things."
Yeah.
Because they know they've been ruining your life
Absolutely.
for 2 months. And that's why they should be held accountable. And all this BS and education about like, well, he just needs guidance and positive behavior enforcement. No, he knows what he's been doing to me because he's shaking. He knows his conscience has convicted him. He's guilty.
Yeah.
And then people are like, that's not nice.
And most of
it's
the
like-
time, I think too, the kids are lying on you. Like the teacher's not that great. They're not helping me a lot.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? He could be better at
Kids
that.
that don't do any
Exactly.
work,
Yeah.
that's one of their go-tos.
Teacher's not helping me. Yeah.
And then they come
Yeah.
in and I go, but well, that's why parents are also surprised. I go, yeah, and if they ever need help, as long as they ask me in the morning, I make my room open to study for tests and do the homework.
Yeah.
And they go, really? I go, yeah, you never have to worry.
Yeah. See.
All I want is a kid that was willing to put in the work.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
but most of the time the kids will say that. Or you get the parents. Something that I get an awful lot is my kid loves your math class because you make things so simple to understand.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I've actually gotten that compliment from other adults.
Yeah.
And because I try to break it down, guys, just in a very simple way. But it's great hearing that from parents as well, that kids are going home and saying that, you know, about me, like, hey, it's easy for me to understand what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because
That
I
is
don't
a good feeling.
because I try
That's
not to make
validation
it-
for you. It feels good when a parent tells you
yeah.
that, right?
So
Yeah.
it's sometimes, even though we get all the compliments for the kids and stuff, it is great
Parents
to
say
hear
something.
that. And-
Yeah, it's a good feeling when you know that you're actually what you're teaching is connecting in their brains.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That is an amazing feeling.
Yeah.
well, that's
it
one
really
thing. That's the joyful thing about teaching. That part.
Dude, teaching is beautiful. I don't love it as much as comedy, but I love it after comedy would be teaching. The problem is that when we don't get to teach. That's the reason why being a teacher sucks. Is because teaching is such a small, there's 5 other jobs you got to do
Yeah.
before you're a teacher. You're a social worker,
Yeah.
you are you're a
Behavioral
militaristic
interventionist.
you have to be militaristic.
A babysitter.
You are a babysitter, you're a security guard, you're a therapist, and then teaching is down here.
Absolutely.
That's the last thing
Teaching
that
of the
you do.
content.
yes.
That's the last thing. Because only after you've dodged the barrels that Donkey Kong is thrown at you. Remember the old video games where you're doing that and you're like dodging it?
Yeah.
Only after you've done that and all the different things, the behavior, the bleeding finger, the I got to go to the bathroom, I got to pee, somebody being like, I'm on my period, all this different stuff. You're basically a parent. You're like, so anyways, 15 minutes have gone by. The thing about delivering a line in a script or whatever it is that you're just, it's something so simple. You're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, you know how
your hair's sticking up.
you know how I actually got immediately, so there isn't that real downtime. When kids walk in, the warm up is on the board. And so, like for me in math, it's like, okay. And then I'm explaining how to do the warm up. Boom, you're going to it. But you're right. It's like, and you can't make the jokes because God, man, I would just love to see our real deal timer about how much teaching of content versus having to stop or correct behavior or whatever like that.
Absolutely.
That would be a fun little like, seeing the
That's
actual
be a
time.
good video game right there.
Of how much you actually teach. And I do think teaching on some level has always been that, but I don't think I really do think it's way worse in 2025 than it was when we were kids.
Yeah.
Because I think
The
just
things have changed.
technology, just the world has changed. Like kids' attention span is dog crap.
Well, it's also now, so let's just say 40 years ago, right? If you keep going back, you have, when I say less diverse, I don't mean color. I mean value systems, right? As the more diverse a society becomes, people's values aren't as homogenous. So you have people that are, think about this. You're taught to say, excuse me and thank you and please. And if someone sneezes, to say, bless you, right? There's so many kids out there that aren't taught those things. And their parents don't, right? So then they're coming into the school system, and that's the thing. It's like you have their value systems are different, or how to act, their norms, all of this. So that's what I think it makes it so much harder.
But putting a book in the sink and turning the water on, what value system does that come from? That's just common sense.
No, that's insanity. A kid that's gotten away with stuff
his entire life
before, and nothing has happened.
Right.
I think that too, but I also think it's a mixture of having young parents. You see what I'm saying? Because these, parents are young nowadays, 18, 19 years old.
Dude, these parents are not that though.
Raising themselves too. Which is just set up. They're still raising themselves, so they can't know how to raise a child quite well either. So I think it's a mixture of that as well.
Yeah, you're going to have a confluence of events, right? Or reasons that are going to contribute to that.
I mean, dude, if I would have had kids in my 20s, I would not have been a good parent.
Yeah, me either.
Because it was just like, I look at a lot of the decisions, and to be fair, dude, I was a dumpster fire in middle school. I was terrible. I was always grounded.
Yeah.
But the key thing is, I did act up at school. I was kind of like a class clown. But if a teacher was really upset, I didn't keep going. Okay. You know what I mean? Like I had like awareness. I didn't keep like needling. I just wanted to make people laugh because I wanted to have a stage. But it's like was not in there, at least to my knowledge. I don't know. I'd have to go back into a time machine and look at myself. But if I could go back in a time machine, I'm sure I'd slap myself in the face a few times because it's like
we all would.
It's you don't know until you actually teach.
Yeah, I know exactly what I was. I was just talkative. Yeah. So I have a special place in my heart for all the kids that just want to talk. And because I go, that's who I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the weird thing. You ready? That's why I learned less than the kids that didn't. Right? That's how I know that, because when I stopped talking as much, you know what I ended up doing? Learning.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So who would you guys, you want to move to detention?
Detention? You don't want to do Gold Star first? We can do a Gold Star. Come on, fluff, pound, or whatever you said.
We gotta be nice and then go.
Yeah.
Then go bad.
Fluff, slam.
Yeah.
Fluff, slam.
Yeah.
Stroke the ego, punch
Baby,
him in the mouth.
You look great tonight.
You look great tonight, but you are gaining a ton of weight.
I'll go second. I'm still in between two people right
Gold
now.
Star, honestly, dude. I'm a little bit slap happy because I'm so tired.
Okay.
But I did kind of have a thing tonight to where I was like, man, I really do love those kids. You know what I mean? It's like it's surfing the waves of teaching, and there's an appreciation for a lot of the students. I think right now the Gold Star is going to go to, man, I got 2 advanced classes and they're both great. But the ones that are doing the play right now, there's some kids in there that are so helpful because it's very stressful to put on a play for middle schoolers, like extremely, because I have to do the set design. I have to get their costumes fitted, and I'm not about to measure them. I just ask, like, what do you think your size is? Ask your parents. I have to send in the orders. I have to direct it. I have to tell them where to stand. Coach them out of their comfort zone, get them to project. There's so much that goes in to directing a middle school play. But in my advanced class where we're actually doing the play, they are like, "Mister, do you need help? I know how to sew. Like I can help you. I can help you
Aw.
like do costume design." And they're like, they try to crowd around my desk, and they'll be like, "I'm stage manager. What do you need me to do?" And so I give them jobs in the play. And I have to do that because they'll get so distracted. But that period, they get a gold star because it's just like it's the period every day that I know I'm going to have the least amount of stress in. After after like all the classes are done, I have that one last one. I feel like I'm done teaching
Mm.
for the day. I never feel like I really have to like turn on the teacher thing in that last period. So,
Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's
you know,
good.
that's
That's good.
that class.
I would give my gold star to two of my set designers,
Mm.
and her one is named Mrs. Elizabeth, and the other name is Joni. And I had a Zoom with them and all my instructors about their projects, and it was just so good just to collaborate with them on Zoom because they just really want to have an impact on the kids because they want to just make the sets. But it was really good because these ladies, they were moms, and they just started teaching themselves how to build sets. They taught
Mm.
themselves because they did it for their kids in school. So they was like PTA moms, and now they're doing it for our program. And it's just amazing how these women are doing it by themselves. They don't need no man to build big wooden statues, big stuff in the background, and these are all women doing it by themselves. Most of the time, you would think a man's supposed to do that, but they are women, and they're small women, but they are doing so good with building the sets, and I appreciate them. And they're just so really in contact with the instructors about what they want. So they're going back and forth with the phone, but they've been doing it for years, but they just been creating something nice for the show I got coming up
Mm.
December 13th. And it's just so cool because I didn't have to go to a real place to pay for this. These are real mothers that's excited about the program, and they're just doing it big. So I'm excited
That's
about them.
awesome.
Yeah. These are mothers in Oxnard, California, and they're super active because they want the program to be well, and they're just doing well. I mean, when you see some of the stuff they built, it's all by hand. It's all
That's
they're
cool.
on the ladders cutting stuff, nailing stuff. I'm like, yo, and they show me everything they're doing, but it's amazing to see these women doing it by themselves.
Mhm.
So big up to the women out there that don't need no man, super strong. These women are doing their thing, and I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, actually. Yeah,
Right on.
yeah,
Right on.
yeah.
It's cool.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean,
You should have
it's
gone
great.
last.
Huh?
Yeah, I know.
You what you say?
Chris is just like the person who ironed my shirt this morning.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
So I would actually say my gold star goes to the parents who are approached about their child maybe needing special education services
Mm.
and who actually accept all of the help that the school district is willing to give.
Mm.
And the reason why I took my time saying all that, because there's quite a few parents who are, for whatever reason, afraid to do that. And maybe it's the stigma of either having their kid labeled. Maybe they just want to avoid reality, whatever it is. But I see those kids, I've seen kids that could have benefited from a small classroom. I'm not talking just like, hey, this kid is going to have an IEP and a few accommodations, that this kid would be better served in a classroom of 10 kids.
Mhm.
And when I see parents that recognize it,
Mhm.
accept it,
Mhm.
and go, I know that I need to do this to help my child, I love seeing it. Because like I said, the reason why I really love seeing that is because I've seen the opposite, where a parent isn't doing that and the kid is just drowning in a huge classroom.
And I accepted
Because
it. Yeah.
because they're not getting, they're more high needs kids, so they need all of that attention. They maybe they don't need a one-on-one, but they need to be in a class of 10 kids with their special education teacher and maybe 2 aides. or
Mm.
something like that, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And then really be able to have a chance to learn,
Absolutely.
because it's a disservice to the kid to not help meet their needs. So
That's
that's where my
amazing.
gold star. I've had experiences like that before, both ways, and I'm just
Where
like,
parents didn't accept it. Yeah.
yeah, and I felt really sad for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've had the opposite, where I've had so much, oh, thank you for saying this, and I'm
Good
glad
stuff.
you're moving forward and all that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. It's a
That
good
is
day.
good stuff. Who you guys throwing in detention?
Who am I throwing into detention?
Now let's get to the gritty.
Pardon me, I got to think.
I
about mine.
actually have to
Yeah,
think
me
about
too.
that
I
too.
gotta
I know
think
we
about that
usually think
too.
about it. I know who it is. So you did a general one with parents. I'll go ahead and start while you guys are thinking about that. Who's going in detention in my book are people who think that teaching is a part-time job, who think that it's this easy thing you guys
Preach.
get. I might have even said this last week. I don't know. They might still be going in detention. I might need to do some prayer around this. But who think that teaching is this easy thing. It's a part-time job. You get summers off. You are we're the private sector, right? Or public sector.
Public
Yeah.
Private.
Yeah, I don't even know, dude. I'm so tired at this point. But people who think that, oh yeah, you've never had a job outside of the public sector. It's like, well, yes, I've had many. I've only been I've only been in the public sector for a small amount of time. But the people who think that teaching is this easy gig, that teachers just want more money, the reason why they protest and everything, they just want more money. It's really not that demanding. It's like, no, dude, this job, it's like whenever you take a washcloth and it's wet and you just squeeze it and you just see all the water drip out of it. That's what this job does to you. And it's not that I expect people to understand because they're not a part of it, because I didn't understand. But the people who have such an attitude, and there's this weird thing that some people have with teachers to where they almost like, yeah, the teacher's bad, because they were probably a dunce whenever they were in school. So they have a weird chip on their shoulder with teachers, but they just think that like teaching is like a job and you're not doing anything. To me, those people need to be put in detention, or worse, they need to have court-ordered teaching. And we've talked about that. The judge just slamming down the gavel and saying, I sentence you to 3 months.
Second grade, 3 months in second grade.
3 months in second grade, or seventh, because that's the
Oh,
worst.
seventh. Yeah.
3 months in seventh grade. If they don't kill themselves, then they will quickly find out what a nightmare it can be to teach some of their monstrous children.
Yeah. They're trying to get their service transferred to someplace in like Santa Monica. They're like, no, man.
Yeah.
You're going down to Florence and Western, bro. That's where you got to serve your time.
No, you are going to be teaching next to where the only shops within a 5-mile radius are Dollar Trees.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to teach. So I don't know. That's my detention hall right now. I find it very irritating.
It's going to be funny. I think I'm going to give a detention to myself.
There we go.
Yeah.
Accountability.
Take accountability for myself.
Damn, man.
I've been slipping out of my workouts, man. I haven't been working
Oh.
out as much. I usually hike or do some cardio 3 times a day. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 3 times a week. 3 times a week. And I work out at least 4 to 5 times a week for sure in the gym. And I've been slipping up. It's only been 2 days this week. And I know my body reacts if I don't work out. If I don't work out in a week, it feels like months because I'm super active at the gym. And I'm in a run. I'm trying to get my 6-pack back. It's like 2 right now. So I'm trying to get 2 more. So it's kind of hard. I need this 2 more thing. And I'm mad because by this time I'm supposed to have my body, straight. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like it's supposed to be right now. I can still walk around my shirt off though. You know what I'm saying? I can still like represent, you know what I'm saying?
You
but
still turn up.
yeah, I can still turn up. But I'm not happy because I need to be eating better. You know what I'm saying? I need to be eating healthier. I need to stop eating late. I need to wake up earlier than I usually do. Sometimes I've been waking up lately around 7, 8 o'clock. I need to wake up at 6 and go to the gym. And I need to reach these goals. So I'm thinking about starting this thing called 75 Hard.
I've heard of that.
Next month, where you got to eat healthy. You got to take cold showers every day. You cannot eat carbs. No carbs.
Wait, it's no carbs?
I think it's no carbs. If you have to eat healthy,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And you
'Cause
gotta, you gotta
Carbs is just fruit even.
yeah. Well,
So
that might be a cheat thing, but and you also got to work out outdoor and indoor, once a day.
how many workouts do you have to do a day?
Two a day.
2 a day, and you have to drink a gallon of water a day.
Gallon of water a day. Yeah.
And read something.
and read something. Yeah. Read a book a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta
Or read
book.
a certain number
Read
of
a certain
pages.
Certain amount. Yeah. And no alcohol for 75 days. I could do that. That might be kind of hard though, but just no partying, just kind of just straight narrow life and just straight focus. So next month I'm on that 75 hard. Yeah, boom. Let's
I
go.
love that, dude.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
wanted to do it too. I couldn't do it right now, but I think that's amazing, man.
Yeah,
And I also think too, there's a wisdom in that because those decisions trickle over into other areas of your life.
absolutely.
If you take cold showers every morning, it's translates to discipline. Like doing hard stuff
Mhm.
equals joy. And it's like a delay. It sends a signal to your brain
Absolutely.
to where you transfer that over to other areas.
You
So
will.
I think that's awesome.
And it keeps you focused too on every area of your life too.
I'm a big cold shower guy, even though I haven't taken one in a year, but I
Yeah?
used to be. I used to
Oh. You ever did a
those.
cold plunge before?
In the ocean, yeah, but like
Oh.
not like where they actually have like the designated
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
just the cold
That's
showers. And I was into
life-changing.
the Wim Hof thing for a while. I would do
Yeah.
the are you familiar with Wim Hof?
Yeah, yeah.
The breathing, the
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
doing that. I tried to do that with a class one time. And they're just like, this is gay.
Kids
know?
don't get that yet.
They
Yeah.
don't, but they hopefully will.
My detention hall. Detention. I'm gonna give it to the creators of textbooks.
Okay.
Here's why. Because they know what they're doing and they're just trying to siphon off as much money as they can from the school districts, right?
Mm.
So to give you an example is say you have 3 books, right, that you need, but you usually only get through 2,
Okay.
right? And you never get to that 3rd book in math or something like that. I'm just making something up. Well, what these companies do is that they don't let you just go and buy like, hey, I want more of the first 2 books. I don't need more of this. You have to buy all of them at once. And you
Okay.
go, come on, you
Mm.
guys know what you're doing,
Okay.
right? You know that the last book is never being used or
Mhm.
barely gets to, but you're forcing people to buy it to just squeeze that extra dollar.
That's crazy.
And on top of it too, man, these textbooks that all they're doing is going, hey, we're just going to rearrange the standards, right? The standards for teaching math or teaching theater or teaching whatever they don't change
Yeah, yeah.
per grade level. But what they do to the textbooks is they're like, well, we moved numbers in base 10 and operations to the front. And then we moved learning about circles to the end.
Yeah, yeah.
And now it's a new textbook and you're making people buy that one. It's like history books.
Wow.
You know what they do? They write a new chapter that's not needed. And they go, okay, well, you wanted to buy new history books. You won't believe this. We only have the new edition now. So now schools can't just go and buy that one or the few, they have to buy all new again.
Okay.
It's a great marketing scheme if
Dude,
you want to make a ton of
it's
money.
the
It's all
biggest-
money.
The amount of money they think teachers make it too, when people go, oh, teachers make too much money.
Crap.
You hear that? You go, you should see how much these educational services, textbooks, apps, all of this stuff, those are the ones that are making ridiculous amounts of
Absolutely,
money.
yeah.
So anyway,
So textbooks and lab grown meat are the 2 biggest scams facing
Yeah,
our generation. You know what I mean? You hear that, Billy G? Billy Gates. Man, you know what's interesting though is I don't want to sound cheesy, but
Okay.
I really do kind of feel like I feel sort of I don't know if it's the working long day, but I feel sort of a euphoric feeling in a weird way. Do you guys feel that?
Euphoric? Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
mentally ill then. I'm like, do you guys like feel like kind of like what's going on right now?
Mhm.
I feel a little euphoric. Let's sorry, I just had a brain fart. It's been such a long day.
Gross.
We're gonna watch the reaction videos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just
Yeah.
felt like an Alzheimer person. I'm like, and you're like, reaction videos, Dad. Okay.
Let's get to it.
Clean up my classroom. I want you going. Like, seriously. I want you going. Get up. I'm not going. And get up. I'm not getting up. Get up and get out my classroom. Get up and get out my classroom. I'm going to get my butt. Really? You ain't trying to read. You want to think about reading when you do that shoe at me? Was you reading then? Was you reading then? You ain't reading then? Was you reading then? Yeah. Did you want to read then? Yeah. I told you to read 5 pages. Evidently you don't want to read then. Because guess what? You took a shoe and you took it on yourself to toss it at me when I'm trying to teach you a lesson. Did it, you know? It don't matter.
She's trying to get off on a technicality.
Exactly. Wow.
I don't care.
See, these are all.
Yes.
Yeah.
0 minutes.
Oh.
There you go.
You know what it is?
When kids are in trouble and they know that they're doing the wrong thing,
Yeah.
they become. That's a perfect example
Yes.
of them becoming lawyers.
Yes.
And they're looking for technicalities.
To win. Yeah.
Dude, every kid
Yes.
Yeah.
has the exact same argument as the dude who's chasing his wife high on meth through a double wide when the cops catch him. He's like, I didn't do nothing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It starts in childhood and then it ends with the same dude who's like chasing his wife with a can opener.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I mean?
because it's exactly. But this kid is
I
trying
didn't
to
do
find
nothing.
something to win.
Yes.
Trying to find something to win in order to throw back at her. She knew she was wrong, but she's like, "Why are you yelling at me?" You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and she's like, I
trying
threw
to
the
find
book.
something. Exactly.
He didn't hit you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? What is that supposed to
Why
be
you
like
tripping? It didn't hit you. Yeah. What's wrong with you? You know, why you mad?
That is it, dude.
That's
That's why
such
I
a
always say
kid.
kids are gaslighters. You know,
Oh,
you see all these
absolutely.
memes about like signs that somebody's a narcissist. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every child fits that meme of like that
Yeah.
narcissistic
Yeah.
thing that's like, you know, what you said just really hurt my feelings.
Yes.
And then they twist it on you and
Yes.
they gaslight you.
why are you in my face? Like,
Yeah.
she's trying to touch the book. Why are you touching my book? Would you just leave me alone? Okay, what's
I
wrong?
wanted to
Stop
read
it.
the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to read the book and
Meanwhile,
you
the
took it
book's
from me.
upside down.
Exactly.
and then the teacher grabs it from them or something. And then it's like,
Oh my
Exactly.
God, you're hurting me.
You
Yeah,
prohibited me from reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, they will. Then all of a sudden, the story becomes that teacher steals away books
Yeah.
from kids who are trying to learn.
Teacher led away in handcuffs because they're preventing their
Literacy.
students from
being
preventing
literate. Yeah, insane.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think that teacher did anything wrong? She handled it in
Yeah,
a
the
certain
only
kind of
thing-
way? What do you feel?
She. It's so easy because it's like she's probably just tired, dude. I
Yeah.
relate to it. I've done that same thing before.
Yeah, she's kind of over it.
But she's over it. But at the same time, it's one of those things to where like she's arguing with them, and the
pointless.
second that those kids see that, you've already
You
lost.
lost.
You have to have that authoritative poker face.
Yeah,
And it's easy because we're armchair quarterbacking because we're not in that situation right
absolutely.
now. And she might just be done.
She's over it.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, the fact that she's arguing back and forth,
Yeah,
you've lost. She just has to be like, no, this is what I said. This is what it is. If you do not like it, these are the consequences.
get out.
like-
Go to office.
Yeah. And
whatever.
if she doesn't, instead of like, you know what I'm
testing.
saying?
And to
You
that
have to-
point, I've never been in a situation like this where the kid stops and goes, you know what? You're right. I apologize. I'm sorry. They are going to keep escalating the situation and trying to nitpick every little thing about
Everything.
you. So then you go, it's just, it's pointless. I think what Matt said is perfect. You just have to go, you need to take your foot off.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
need to do this.
And you
need to do that.
and you could clearly tell by this kid's posture, she's checked out. You're not gonna win with this kid.
No.
No,
You see,
look
you're
at the
not
way
a-
that they are.
Exactly.
She
This kid doesn't care.
She does not care. She has not
Exactly.
faced a lot of consequences. And the
Yeah.
thing is too, is what also helps is to have a really good, you have to know like your psycho face. You know what I mean? I have a really good
The mustache
like
helps.
yeah, the mustache helps.
I see
but I
that
have a
psycho
really
face.
good thing that like scares kids. I don't really know what it is, but maybe it's the actor in me. But I go into a place in my brain to where they know, oh, like he actually might be like a psychopath. And
Because
so,
you're really-
those
'cause you're
big-
really,
you get
really-
those like big glasses.
And you're really nice, very nice. So when you go
So
there,
when
they're
you
like,
flip,
"Yo, who
it's
is
scary.
this dude? Like, who is
Yeah.
this guy?" Because you're super nice.
because you switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But yeah, I think that I feel for the teacher. I'm obviously team teacher on this one.
And I also
Absolutely.
feel
Kick
for the
Kick
rest
that
of the
girl
student.
out of the class.
Leave.
arrest her, but you know,
Yes.
whatever.
All right, let's see this next one.
Don't yell at me! Give me the phone. Give me the phone. Here's your choice. You give me the phone, you might get it back in 8 minutes, or I take it to the office and you never see it again. Why? Because you're not supposed to have your phone out! You know how hard it is sometimes to be your teacher? I should be able to come to school and teach instead of coming to school and babysit! Because I hate him!
Ooh.
I think that's staged.
Yeah,
That one
it-
actually
um,
seems staged.
Yeah, that one does.
Can we
seem a
move
little
past
staged.
this one?
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
gonna say his only mistake is wearing that Star Wars shirt.
Yeah,
but,
he's like, "Ugh, who does that? Ugh,
Yeah, that's
ugh."
WWE.
No teacher does that.
I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely staged.
Put your phone away or I take it.
No, I'm going to the office.
Sign up! Put your phone away or I take it. Sit down. Watch your mouth. Sit.
No,
Sit.
no,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
Don't fucking touch me.
Watch your
Touch
mouth.
me again.
Sit.
No.
Okay, so he should not have touched her.
Absolutely. He's
Never.
wrong.
But you never do
100%.
that.
I
You
think
never
what he
do that.
never
But
took-
him saying sit like a dog,
exactly.
I get it because I've caught myself doing that. Like it's not even conscious. I'll go sit, like I'm like talking to a golden retriever. Sit. It's like
Yeah,
that
that's how you tell the dog. Sit. Yeah,
sit.
yeah.
Like I've done that before. I've been like, and then I'm like, oh, this doesn't sound good.
yeah.
But it's like I'm so exhausted, I can only make out one syllable. I can't even say two.
Yeah.
So yeah, he should not have pushed her. But I'm almost kind
He's
of
a
like,
man. He should not put his hand on her at all.
no, he
As any
shouldn't.
kid, do
I
not
think
touch her
now,
at
no,
all.
to be
He shouldn't.
fair,
He shouldn't.
I don't know how, if I didn't really see hands, but I think he was cutting her off. I look at it as like, oh, are you trying to leave my classroom?
Leave.
Like what's
Yeah.
The bowl, the bowl
yeah,
thing
yeah,
with the
yeah,
red
I'm just
handkerchief.
let
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, go out with
Absolutely.
your D
Yeah,
with
please,
your
leave.
your septum piercing.
Now,
Get out of
because
there.
you left the room, you're the one that's going to cause more problems for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, I definitely. It's so hard now, dude, that I'm a teacher. It's like I'm almost always on the teacher's side unless they assault or there's something like some kind of abuse or something. Then I'm like, absolutely get that teacher the heck out of here. Like
Yeah,
put
yeah.
him in jail, put him in cuffs.
Yeah.
But like even with him, he should. I look at a guy, and I'm probably gonna get blowback for this if people watch this, but I look at a guy who has been pushed to his limits and is just literally
Yep.
exhausted
Yes.
because you're in that classroom, and it's just like I get it. Like even dude, when the teacher, we should react to that. The kid came out and was saying the racist stuff. He was saying the N-word, and the teacher just knocked him out. It's like I get it. There are times where you should never do it, but there are times where you just, dude, you're so done. I would
Yeah.
never lay hands on a kid. Okay, psychopaths on social media, but I get when teachers just snap, dude.
You know what it
'Cause it's
is?
like-
I think it gets to the point where, teachers think about human rights. Like, I am a person. You go, respect me as a person.
Mhm.
I'm a human.
Yeah.
Respect me. Stop talking to me like this. And this gets to the point where they lose it. And it's not right sometimes, but they're like, let me stand up for myself. You're disrespecting me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stop. Stop disrespecting me. You know what I'm saying? So if that teacher, you could do that on the streets. You see what I'm saying? But you can't do it in the classroom. So things
No.
change. The rules change when it comes to kids in classrooms. Where you can't
100%.
do the same thing you would normally do to someone that's keep pushing you outside, or a neighbor, or someone down the street, or someone in the store. You want to stand up for yourself, you could do that. But the rules change in the classrooms.
You
So-
know what it is when teachers snap on kids like
Yeah.
that? It's so many infractions of boundaries being crossed. We like to say boundaries on social media. It's such a
Yeah.
buzzword now. Like, make sure you set boundaries. But
Yeah,
it's so many boundaries that have been crossed so many times that you've been disrespected.
yeah.
Where there's like a time. What's the whole thing? The water torture thing, to where they pin you down to the ground. It's just a single
Yeah,
droplet
the water.
of water.
torture, Yeah.
It's like one drop of water is it, but after it happens over and over and over again, you start to snap. It's like what people don't realize is when people are like, you guys sound like you don't like kids. What they don't realize is, dude, kids are great, But in what quantity is 30 of anything ever good? Have you ever talked to 30 women at one time? It'd be a nightmare. Be like, yeah, that guy's a player. He's talking to 30 girls at once. That would
That's
be
frustrating.
It'd be
That's torture.
It's too much. It's too
Yeah,
much to keep that up.
stressful. Yeah.
Or like, imagine 30 puppies. If you had to take care of 30 puppies, eventually you would start talking about those puppies. Puppies are the most beloved thing of all
Are
time.
you comparing kids to
if-
puppies?
Yeah, I am.
I'm
Here-
kidding. I'm kidding.
Dalmatian puppies,
I'm
to be
kidding.
and I'm Cruella Deville, and I'm gonna turn them into. Never mind.
I'm
Do you want to
kidding.
see if there's one more?
I
Yeah,
think
let's do it.
Is that 3? Oh, it's one more. Oh, okay.
One
no,
more.
no. I don't think that's us. Is it? Nah, that's it. I think
No,
something
that's
else.
this.
Engineer was
Not
number
us.
one. Most often occurring among the people we serve.
Talking about
millionaires.
Was engineer. Number 2 is accountant. Number 3 is teacher, which is surprising. Number 3, management business. Number 5 is attorney. All of these are process people, so they discovered, because of the way their brain worked that led them into these careers, they discovered the process of living on less than they make, living on a budget, starting to invest, being generous, paying off their house, that kind of stuff. And they follow that process, and that's what got them there. Interesting thing is, 1/3 of them, 33%, made less than $100,000 a year. They were not making bank. They were not earning their way into it.
Yeah, because you would think teachers, you always hear we got to pay these teachers more, you know.
And we do. I mean, that wouldn't be bad at all. But there's the way the teachers' brains work, they do process. And that's the secret sauce.
So these are the top 5 careers
All right.
for millionaires that you guys look
So here's the thing that
I like
I
that.
really respect. I'm in this.
I love Dave
Ready?
Ramsey, but
Is that
and
when
Theo.
Theo, for a second there, was saying, well, you know, we think we need to pay teachers more. I loved how Dave Ramsey was like, no, we do. I like how he kind of cut through that. And so what he's really, what's amazing, and I'm going to speak to this, I know multiple teachers, guys, that are on a teacher salary that are millionaires. And people would have no idea, because what he's saying is 100% true. They're process-oriented people,
Yeah.
and you just wouldn't know it. There's teachers that have a small little real estate like empire going off on the side
Yeah.
that you don't know
creative
about.
themselves,
There's
yeah.
other guys that have been saving X number, and they have their stocks
Yeah. Yeah.
plus a house plus all this. And here's why too, man. And this goes back to like the things that I try to instill in kids. Most people don't want to go through the pain of getting
process.
of
Process
that
sucks.
and
Yeah.
feeling like they're going without.
Okay.
But all of those people see, hey, you know what? There is a future that is going to come no matter what.
Out of this.
And so, right? So they're just like, well, 10 years will go by.
Yeah.
Where do I want to be?
100%. And the
Interesting. I
thing
like
is,
that.
with teachers too, like if you have like the brain of a teacher, it's very similar to being like a stand-up. So a lot of the best stand-up comics, I think, actually have a teacher brain. Chris Rock, teacher brain. Dave Chappelle, teacher brain. George Carlin, definitely a teacher brain. And what it is they look at things and they break things apart, whether it's like social commentary or whatever. But teachers, so much of what you do is you take an idea and you make it palatable to the masses. So you have to break it down.
Mhm.
Even if you don't teach math, it's still like every teacher is kind of like a math teacher in a sense, because you have to break things down in bite-sized chunks. It's like that whole thing. You don't eat an elephant whole, you eat it piece by piece.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so teachers, they have to break things down in small pieces every day to make it to where kids can wrap their brain around it. All right, you're going to start out doing this, and then you're going to do that, and then you're going to do that. And so much of that makes sense that he's equating that to a lot of teachers become millionaires, because it's process. It's breaking things down into bite-sized chunks and being like, okay, I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this. And it's also that part of your brain that's always assessing situations and being like,
Yeah.
you're
Because
like,
you know what happened. You know what become. You know what happened before it comes.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's like the fork in the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're constantly like, okay, well, if I go this way, it would be dun 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 dun. If I go that way, it'll be dun 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 dun. And so it's like, yeah, I think that's really, really cool. But I like the way that they really broke this down a lot too. And I like how Dave Ramsey really just like you said, I like how he said that thing. He goes, "We do need to." It was a
Yeah.
very.
It's
love
like he
it.
was
It was a very-
topping him
Yeah.
a little bit, but being very nice about it.
Direct.
Because that has to be said, because someone can view something like this and go,
Be like, yeah,
I
they're
guess we don't
millionaires."
have to pay him.
Yeah,
and
the
it's like,
idiots.
yeah, and you go, no. That just goes to show that the teacher is really good with money. And then I know another criticism, well, why don't they teach us kids? Well, guess what? We would love to teach your kids about investing, about all of that. But they haven't even mastered the basics because they're not paying attention for us to even get into
To
this
teach
point.
Dude, to teach them about
to-
investing, they can't even sit in a desk.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and I look at that and I go, yeah, you could do all of that. Right. But a kid has to go through all the other levels of math. Then you have practical
understand this.
application.
Yeah.
100%. And I think that's a good place to kind of like, we're actually right at an hour pretty
Yeah.
much. And that's like a good place to just retire for the night. But
Let's
it's
get out
like,
of here and eat
Yes,
some
sir.
fruit.
you know
Yes,
what?
yes.
We've been busy since all of us have had a very busy day today.
Man.
And this is a great way to just retire on the fact that it's like teachers are millionaires.
Yeah.
All of them. Every teacher's
All
a
of
millionaire.
them.
millionaire mindset.
Every single
It's a
one.
mindset.
All right.
It's
It is a mindset.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
We out.